So we'll dive just in. We've got a little bit more of a tight schedule today. Next up is my friend Anthony Garcia, who's one of our organizers today. So thank you very much for stepping up the plate and helping organize this year. This was Anthony's first year helping organize, which has been a big help. And his talk today is on PudlStack, building Wagtail affinity group communities that offer bot helpers. So I will get out of the way and let Anthony take it from here. Thank you.
Thank you all. So my employer is UiPath, and Jenna mentioned yesterday that the bots are coming. And I wrote this talk because the company is a billion-dollar company, but we don't get to tell a lot of stories about community. And I thought it was a miss, and I wanted to rectify that by coming up with some ideas here. So if you click on my LinkedIn, you'll see that I am not a programmer. I have a 31-year-old computer science degree that I've been trying to keep warm by learning from people like Caleb on how to code in Python, and Torchbox for teaching me content management systems. So how did I come up with this idea? Well, so I'm a total girl dad. I've got 3 daughters. My daughter Maya is a game design student at Drexel. And my youngest daughter, Amy, she's a 3rd degree black belt, but also a UI UX incoming freshman at Jefferson. So raising the girls, I've got a 3rd daughter who I'll talk about next. Raising the girls, we've had involvement in so many different affinity groups, local music, the Catholic school system, karate, art, Special Olympics. I call myself the Forrest Gump of volunteering. As you can see here, I'm at Penn volunteering for a Wagtail conference, and it's a good way to meet people for sure. Toastmasters, my wife is a dentist from a foreign country, and we were really adamant about why can't foreign trained dentists practice in the United States. So just things we're passionate about, we join affinity groups. One of the biggest affinity groups we've spent a lot of time on is my oldest daughter, Alyssa's songwriting journey. She started learning how to play piano. You can see her Instagram there. Please follow her. And she started learning how to play piano at 5. She lucked into a piano teacher who was also a songwriter, and that started the journey. In the 10 years that she has been on this journey, she has gotten some movies, some songs in some movies. There's a movie called The Starling on Netflix where she is the only unknown, unsigned artist. She's had mentorships with some of the older folks might know Carl Palmer from ELK in London. Danny Roebuck is an actor who was on The Fugitive. She's even gotten a chance through Drexel she won a chance to get mentored by Linda Perry, who's in the Songwriter Hall of Fame. She's opened for Crash Test Dummies for Caleb in Canada. That's a big band there. A couple members of The Voice, and through an organization associated with Penn, she got to open virtually for Amos Lee, who is a local but famous, internationally known artist. So I have always been thinking a lot about how do I help affinity groups, particularly ones that are near and dear to my heart, like Alyssa and the songwriting community in Philadelphia. So many of them have helped us. And so came up with this concept of music is the cure. It's something that my daughter's piano teacher used to always, it was his mantra. And so I bought musicisthecure.org, so he couldn't take it from me. and we are playing around, and of course, we're using Wagtail. And here's the kind of the problem statement. How do we help Alyssa? She performs locally and on the interwebs. She needs to keep up social media because that's what artists do these days. And can we come up with a number of tools that can help artists, but be more prescriptive for music creators and by music creators? So I want to give a first demonstration. This is a concept of using UiPath to build a bot. The UiPath is a low-code environment. One of the things that one of the challenges we face is the songwriters that don't know how to code. And then I think Tom talked about simplicity versus these barriers to entry. So I would like to demonstrate, here is one way to do it. You could also do similar things using Python and Selenium to scrape websites. But the intention of this tool is to make it visually easy to do in a low-code manner, opening a browser, going to a site. Here I'm plugging in an argument of Alyssa's site as an example, and then grabbing the information. And in this case here, just for this example, I'm just going to spit the information to a log. But I'll show you later how I've implemented this into a bot, a more sophisticated bot. But so we're going to run this, and you're going to see a quick flash of her Instagram page, and I'll kind of explain what's happened. So hopefully the demo does come up. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see the browser come up?
Yes.
Okay, so I left the browser so that it wouldn't disappear. And let me just move something out of my way so I can grab that. So just to explain, the bot is going to open this browser. It's going to go to this section here. One of the things I found is if this number is over 10,000, it'll just say 10K here, but there's an overlaying attribute that has the real number in it. So UiPath is going and grabbing the attribute as opposed to the displayed value. And for me, for this example, just for this demo, I am just printing it out to the output, and it says follower count is equal to 2025. So one of the gaps that I saw with Instagram is like, I want to see followers over time, and I can't do that with an out-of-the-box account unless I'm like a big named artist. So what I've done in this case, and we'll go back to the presentation here, is I've taken UiPath, and again, UiPath, $1 billion company, but doesn't have a lot of stories about affinity groups, and repurposed it and re-envisioned it to be a component to Wagtail that is going to serve bots, make an army of bots for people like songwriters. And how would it work? Process-wise, how it would work is people would sign up for an account on a Wagtail site, and they would visit a bot store and sign up for a bot. They'd adopt a bot that spoke to them, that could do something that they do. And how do you get to bots that speak to you and do things you do? Well, you can contribute to ideation of bots that you might want to use. And from there, you would log onto your page and you'd have a personalized dashboard that showed information that the bot went and retrieved for you. So I'll move on since time is going a little bit fast. So in this case, the architecture looks like this. People sign up for an account. That account drives what we call a dispatcher, which is just a list of jobs for the bot to do. everyone who signed up for a bot is going to get a couple seconds of this bot's time to grab their Instagram page for the day. Those Instagram followers are going to be written into a database and then available to Wagtail to retrieve through an API that is talking between UiPath and Wagtail. And a couple of the details behind that, just real quickly. UiPath security tokens only last for an hour. So I have a little cron job that's just refreshing the token before it runs out of time. The dispatcher is grabbing all the people that are signed up for that bot. The performer is going to each of those persons' Instagram page and grabbing the counts. And then on the Wagtail side, we're reading the Instagram count. We've got a little customized block in Wagtail that is going to run Google Gemini, do an analysis of the JSON that's coming back about the last 10 days of follower counts. And then it's going to present in a chart-based form and also a visual form, which I think Jana, I was kind of inspired that Jana had talked about, well, not everyone can see what a chart looks like. And it's going to render a Wagtail block with an Instagram follower count, historical count. So now we're here to another demo. And on this demo, I want to show you kind of what the Wagtail side looks like. So on the Wagtail side, the end result is going to look like this. It's going to be personalized for Alyssa. It's going to be the last 10 things the bot grabbed. In this case, I had this bot off for a long time, and then I ran it last night. So you can see a big jump in her followers. And then the bot is, I've written a prompt for the bot to explain what the chart looks like. And again, I am a beginner Wagtail person, learned a lot through the Wagtail Slack, through Caleb's, learned Wagtail and Udemy course on full stack Python development. And so this is what I came up with as the idea of one bot of possibly other bots that we could build to help songwriters. And here's kind of what it looks like on the admin page. You can add a stream field called UiPath. And the idea here is you could put some introductory information and things like that. In this case, I was experimenting with just plugging in a different Instagram account, but programmatically in the real vision of things, you wouldn't have to plug in the Instagram account. It would know based on your Wagtail login which Instagram to use. And let me just close it out here. I think I'm running out of time. So yeah, the benefits are that eventually these bots could be like your A&R person. They could help you plan a tour. They could help you collaborate with other members. And if you know about the 1,000 True Fans, if you want to be a sustainable artist, you've got to have 1,000 true fans that can give you at least $100 a year. So that's kind of the goal and the idea and the vision for this. And with that, I'm going to leave it with a link to my GitHub. So if you wanted to download the code and the presentation, you're welcome to do that. I wonder if anyone has questions. Sure.
How much work it looks successful, looks amazing, very cool. How much work is it to add a new bot? Like, have you got a framework for that yet, or is it each bot like kind of quite individual?
So each bot would have this dispatcher performer concept, and it's fairly cookie cutter type. You just follow this same kind of pattern. And the idea would be, yeah, the bots could scale. If you got 1,000 users, you could run them over multiple robots. And because the way the dispatcher performer pattern works, it doesn't care if you're running things simultaneously. It's just pulling the next job off of the list of jobs to do. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah. It's clear that each bot kind of stores data in Wagtail, like you have to store the historical performance, for example.
That's right.
Historical Instagram accounts. How are you doing that at the moment? Like, is it a hard-coded one for each bot?
Oh, okay. That's a great question. So UiPath, at least in this case, UiPath has a database as part of its platform, and I have let's see. I have a table called signups, and I have a table called so this is a table called signups, and if you take a look at the data, I've got 4 different Instagrams that I'm running by, and then I have another table called following, and this table just holds all of the followers that were grabbed. And then the query just grabs the last 10 retrievals.
So it's not saving those on the Wagtail side, it's always growing on the UI.
That's right. That's right. I could figure out how to do it on the Wagtail side with, again, Selenium and Python and some kind of a database.
No, I was just interested in whether you were kind of querying each bot run and saving it as it happened, or whether you were querying them directly.
I was querying them. I'm querying them directly, and they're just being stored here. This implementation has been a derivative of many different talks I've done. I think my whole point is to get to Alyssa, who's in the back of the room, followers for her Instagram. So.
Why didn't you put QR code to the Instagram instead of the video?
It's in there. It's in there. It's in the PowerPoint. So thank you. Any other questions? All right. I appreciate everything, and I'm glad I was able to do it.